Alrighty guys, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to go ahead and go over the BCSO, or the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, C.A.D entry. So how we're going to do it is, obviously you're going to have this screen. If you're accepted, you'll have access to this C.A.D number right here. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on it. When you click on it, it's going to ask you to select a server. Go ahead and click the CRP, the one that's there. You won't have a subdivision, so click no subdivision. Identifier, you just switch it over to alpha or 1alpha02 is mine. You'll choose yours. Obviously you have to input that as a civilian. If you're going to have an active 1012, which is a ride along, go ahead and click that and then pick your partner's identifier if you were going to have one. If you have someone in the car, they need to be activated as a 1012. Even if it's a ride along, it needs to be a 1012. Alright. Now here's the database for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, the MDT system. So how it works is we're going to start from left to right. I'm going to explain the major parts of this C.A.D that you need to understand in order for you to be successful here. So here's the first one. The one here, right here, you won't need to touch these buttons. These are for your supervisors. You won't even have access to them, to the supervisors, and this is the subdivision desk if we had subdivisions. Now let's go ahead and start with the plate and name database. That's our first one. This is the high priority one. For every call you go on, or any traffic stop you go on, or any situation you go on, you will need to use this. It is required when you join the Blaine County Sheriff's Office for CRP. So what you need to do is, here it is. So let's say the guy comes back over the radio. You call, you ask dispatch, dispatch, show me on a 1011. Dispatch say, go ahead. You'll say, show me on a 1011 with a white 4-door Range Rover off of, let's say, East Joshua Road and Panorama Drive. And then say no active 1032s at this time. So then you go up to the vehicle, you get the name, you get the name of the license plate, and you go, you come back to the car and you say, dispatch, can I get a 1027 on a John Doe common spelling? Or you'll say it out with the phonotypic alphabet. One way or another, if dispatch asks you for the phonotypic alphabet, you will have required to provide the phonotypic alphabet. So please remember and know it. If you do common spelling, please understand if dispatch asks you to spell it, you're going to need to do it phonotypic. Alright, here we go. So right here, John Doe is our category today. He's our test trial today. So Mr. John Doe, as you can see, it'll show you everything. All the way from first name, last name, date of birth, address, what he looks like, if he's a male or female, black hair, obviously hair type, white, what his race is, and his weight. Now here you can obviously see it has a little bit of things. It'll show it on a driver's license right here. This is the driver's license. It'll show it, obviously, and it'll show up here if it's valid or not. So you need to be looking for that right here. It'll show you if it's valid or not. All right. You can suspend his license if the issue comes to that occurrence. Now you need to know that issue must come to that concurrence. There's an NCIC warrant result here for anything there. There is the registration, there is the traffic stop, and then there are traffic priors and arrest priors. You'll get to know that if it was today, yesterday, a few months ago, stuff like that. Here's the pistols, and if he's registered, obviously it'll show you by resident John Doe. It'll allow you to see it and express that to you. Now you can create a warrant for his arrest here if you needed to. On Mr. John Doe, you'll fill it out for the department, for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. You put that, you'll get a judge signature, you'll get an official signature, you get a warrant, and you'll get the filing officer. Most of this will fill in, and then you sign and approve that warrant. When that warrant is arrested, it'll go ahead and file out. So obviously, right now it's active. Once it's active, there's now a warrant for his arrest on the NCIC. Now what you got to do to deactivate a warrant, you just click the deactivation button. Reason for deactivation, failure to show. You can put whatever you think it is necessary. And then there you go, warrant's deactivated. If anybody asks, warrant didn't happen. But it'll stay there if John Doe does do it again. Write an arrest report. So if he gets arrested, obviously you're going to have to fill this out. So let's go with month 03/29/2020. Alright, time of arrest, all good, all good. Location, we'll say you just got to put the penal, the area code 564 or their address of where it's at, Panorama Drive. Time of booking, booking officer would be me. Driver's license number, it'll show that, it'll get that, it'll put all those numbers in. Now you gotta write the charges. So failure to identify ID. You can abbreviate, but try to get it somewhat of an understanding of it. And then a reporting officer, you're going to sign off on it, arrestee, and then left thumb. So then you're going to sign and approve it there. John Doe, there's his left thumbprint, and then let's say that is. Then he'll get a booking on it. Now he's in the prior arrest, and then it'll state it here, Mr. John Doe, arrestee's name. Now, in order to void it, now he's been arrested, he'll have that on his ID. Now, if you're going to write a ticket, or write a ticket, yes. If you're going to write a ticket, this is how you do it. Obviously, you're going to violation, let's say he failure to ID. If he does that, you can put a fine up to, obviously, follow the penal code. The penal code says $125, so you can fine him up to $125. But remember to fill in all the other information here. So search for plate, search plate, make sure you put in his plate. Let's go with that. Model, color, registered owner, all that. Make sure it's all in. It'll be signed by you. It'll be signed by the recipient, and it'll be transferred over to him, and he'll have to pay that fine of $125. Failure to provide a fine, he'll obviously get a ticket, and then he'll get a warrant for his arrest. Issuing a warning, make sure if you're going to do a written warning, you have to do it here. If you're going to do a verbal warning, you don't have to issue it, but be careful. Like I said, you have more lenient on how this plays out. Understand, your supervisor is always watching, so make sure you're following that. So now that we've gone through the name database and how to do that, there how you explain it. There's how it is. It's really not that hard. It's really simple to work with. When you guys get a chance, you can go through it. You can look through what you need to do for each topic, each section. That's all good. You'll get to do that. Now, biggest one next would be the plate database. So let's say you get a plate on that guy again, Mr. John Doe. So you put it in 69420 is the one we have. You click it in. Here you go. You're going to get the plate number 69420. It's a Sultan RS Black Valid John Doe. As long as it's valid and it has no flags, you're good to go there. That's pretty much how that works. You'll get a flag if it's stolen, arrest, or it's been confiscated, stolen, anything like that. It'll pop up with a red flag. All right, reports. This is the same thing, but obviously as a ticket. So let's say you were writing a ticket out for someone. You're gonna write a report, a ticket, but it's not John Doe. Let's say it's my account, John Smith. You just type it in there, adds the information again. You give him the infractions, and then you get him to sign and submit by Mr. John Smith. Fills in the paperwork and sends it off to his name. He'll now have that on his record. And it works the same way for all them traffic tickets, same way. All of it works the same way as it does in the name database. So know that. Incident report. Incident report is if something happens. So let's say you get in a car accident with your vehicle. Just know a supervisor will come out and you need to fill this out. So how it works, you will write down what happened. What you will narrate what happened. So let's say you weren't looking. You weren't looking, so you're going to type out, I was not looking. I accidentally hit this $4,000, $5,000 vehicle with this person in it, this person in it. No fatalities. You got to state everything. State everything you need to put in there. Then you're going to put in the involved officers, you, the officers on site, the other officer, so on and so forth. You put the street, you put the incident type. Either it was a property crime, breaking and entering, stuff like that. If it's for you, now, if like I'm saying, like if you caused the vehicle accident. Now, if it was for like someone just stealing and stuff like that, quality of life, disorder, threat from vehicles, stuff like that, this is like incident report. You take these up for everything. So domestic disputes, you're gonna have a few of those. Sexual assault, sexual offenses, robbery, kidnapping, assault, all of that. You're going to file it up in there. You're going to put the involved officers. You're going to put a narrative of what happened. Filing officer, you're going to submit it and send it in. It'll be documented and sent to that person who has it. And there's an incident report now, and it's going to be put on the database. Next is the BOLOS. So the BOLOs now, if let's say a vehicle speeds past you, you can't get up to it, and now you need to issue a BOLO. So what you need to do is BOLO type is vehicle or person. Either a person's on the run, one of the two. If you got a person, you're gonna get the person. You're gonna put a gender of a male, race. Let's say it's white. Person's vehicle description, reason for BOLO, and then last seen. If it is a vehicle, it's going to be the same thing, but it's going to be, let's say, color and car type. So let's say it's a Fallon. You put the person, vehicle types, you put the reason for the BOLO, and then the last scene, start that BOLO. That BOLO is going to be activated by the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Every department will see it. You just activated it, so now you're the one that's responsible if something comes up about that vehicle. In order to deactivate a BOLO, the dispatch is the only one that can deactivate a BOLO. Once you initiate one, dispatch has to deactivate it or take it away. Alright. Next is our 10 codes. Obviously, they're all listed in there. I put them all in. So you got all your 10 codes, your fire rescue signals, your code 0 to signal 100. All of those are in there, ready for you if you need to ever look at them. They're very detailed and precise, so to explain everything to the T. And they're also in our training video. So make sure you watch the training video right after this one. Next one is active calls right here. Any calls that are active inside the server will be up here. Dispatch will have them loaded up here and have them ready to go. So like, let's say there's a robbery in progress. You are able to attach that call once it comes up, if it comes up by dispatch, or if you want to request from dispatch. You need to do it through the Discord. You need to say, dispatch, attach me to that robbery in progress. Then dispatch will either accept or deny your acceptance into it. So please watch out for that. Next, we're going to the Firearm Database. The Firearm Database will allow you to look through all of people's firearms that are registered. So let's say John Doe. I think that's how this works. Oh, if you had a, let's say, like John Doe, he owns a registered weapon. So here, let's go back to name database. We go to John Doe, right? He has this ID here. You're gonna take that ID. Let's say you want to look up if it has any issues on it. So you want to take that ID. Excuse me, real quick. Control C, San Andreas, and then it's a bunch of numbers behind it. So you're gonna take that firearm database and you're gonna pop that right in there. Click paste. Control V. There we go. You're gonna pop it in there, and it's gonna say who it's from, who. It's gonna tell you registered, and then the type it is. So there you go. Anytime you get that, that's how it's gonna work. That's basically all for the firearm database. The patrol map. So right here. Right here, this is the patrol map. This will show you everything in San Andreas. It'll also, hopefully we're going to get the live map, but if it does not happen, this is also the PIN code. So if you come up here, we're going to be mostly in Blaine County. So anytime someone says, oh, there's a robbery at 812, postal code 812 off of Marina and Alhambra Drive, go ahead, obviously right there, it's that gas station. So you go right there at 812. It also shows the fire station, the police station, and the medical department. All of that to your convenience for every single station. Obviously, Station 2, Station 5, and the police department. All right there. Most of the AOPs will be right here in this area. We're gonna try to keep it in this area, but obviously, as we grow more, we're gonna expand it a lot bigger, probably to Toledo, and if we get enough, we'll go down here. But that's in the near future. Next is the reports. We did all the reports, so I explained that all to you. So as long as we're good on that, we'll be great. That helps a lot for you guys. There's the PD chat right here. You can talk with people on here, so try to keep it professional. We're asking all officers to be professional. Say, where was he last seen? Where was he last seen? Question mark. There you go. And now it's out there. They'll all see it. It's like a little chat for you guys, so that you don't have to worry about dispatch through the comms. We ask that you keep RTO strictly RTO. So make sure you're letting dispatch talk and only dispatch talk. Now remember, set yourself on duty when you need to. Set your status on duty as you do it, and then it says set by yourself, or it's be set by dispatch. We ask you to ask dispatch first before you ask yourself. So let's say you're on, but a dispatch is not on. Allow dispatch to do it first. So this is a 10-8, this is 10-7, and this is 10-6. Basically means you're out for lunch. If you're on a 10-7, but you're like 10-7, but you need to put your location of where you're at, put it right there. That's just for helpful use. So like if you're like, let's say you're at the gas station, you need to go 10-7. You put that and then you say, I'm at the gas station, here's my car, so that we have that information. Now the panic button, this is the most important one. This will alert every officer and this will alert all the dispatch. When you click this button, it's going to be sound like this. So when you click that, it's going to set off this alarm. And so here's what'll happen is, you'll hear this alarm that comes through. It's going to go dee doo 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 doo. And what it'll do is it'll tell you there's an issue with one of the officers, someone you're with. As you can see, it pops up. You'll hear that siren, and then it'll come up on an active call, or it'll come up somewhere around here. It'll come up, and it'll basically say what's up with the officer. There's a panic button. What they're going to tell you is they're going to start asking you to look around for officers at this time. That's the database. If you click the panic button, it's when you're in distress, shots fired, 1013s, anything that you know is a threat to your life, you need to be using the panic button. It'll be alert dispatch, it'll get signal 100 in effect, it'll get everything back in order for you. Alright, that's everything. Oh, and night mode's for if you're doing night patrols and you don't want to have the brightness. There you go. But I highly recommend leaving it off. Other than that, that's how you use the whole MAD system, or MDT system, for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Now, when you leave, when you log out, it's going to do this. It's going to record your patrol time. We will know how much patrol time you have. The officer with the highest patrol time will be shown. So keep up with your call times and recorded times. We'll be up with it. We need you to also look at it too. As you are in the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, you'll also be able to use the global chat, and this will show you all the warrants and stuff. So make sure you're all looking out. Make sure you're following this CAD system. You need to be using the CAD system and using Discord and using the game all at once. We ask you that you follow the CAD system as good as you can do it, because the CAD system is one of the biggest things that's going to run the server. So please use the CAD system, and please use the Discord. The Discord, let the dispatcher do your work. So let's say you're saying, I'm going back 1041, 10:8. Allow the officer to set you 10:8. If he doesn't set you 10:8 or she doesn't set you 10:8, then you go ahead and set yourself 10:8. Allow the dispatcher to get your 1027s, 1029s. Allow them to do that. That's what they're here for. Allow the 1027s and 1029s. Say, can I get a 1027 on a John Doe common spelling? Dispatch will say, all right, they'll say, give me a second. You do that. Allow them to do that. If they say 1029, read out the plate, or say 1029 when you're ready, and dispatch say ready. You'll call out that plate number with the phonotopic alphabet. We ask you to do it because it's easier for dispatch to remember the names and remember the titles of the vehicles. Please do it. As you go through, after you're done with that, allow dispatch to alert dispatch if you're going to do a warrant, arrest, code 5, anything like that. You need to let dispatch know. So always have constant communication. If you have to wait, you have to wait. So make sure you're listening to dispatch. Make sure you're watching them, listening to them, because they're going to tell you what you need to do. So as an officer, I know it's very, or as a officer in an RP thing, I know it's very hard, but don't worry. They're going to take care of you as long as you allow them to it. So when you're on these traffic, now if you get into a certain situation where the dispatch is handling another call, then you're allowed to go ahead and do it yourself. But try to get dispatch to do it first. If dispatch is busy, then go ahead and do it yourself. Alrighty, that's pretty much how you use the dispatch CAD for Blaine County Sheriff's Office. We're gonna go ahead and allow you guys to use it, but understand misusing of the system will require some punishment. So please do not mistreat or try to abuse this CAD, because if you abuse it, we will take it away, and we'll find other means to make it better for you guys. But obviously try to do your best to be as mature as possible as you're going through the system. We ask you to do this because it's very important for us to make sure that we can have quality role plays going with you guys as officers. So understand that as we go on. All right, have a wonderful day.